Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. Chris here from Finland Mennonite Church. It's time for another Midweek Musings, right? This time where we just remind ourselves of one truth from the previous week's scriptures that we were in. And this last week had us in James chapter 4, and we talked about the idea of pride and how pride tries to take that spot of ultimate allegiance that James says is God's alone. You know, as I was thinking about this and I was musing this over, I couldn't help but think about these guys, right? These little minions, these lovable yellow characters from the Despicable Me movies. If you've never seen one, you can already kind of get a flavor for how they are just on my shirt alone, right? They're constantly trying to get in the spotlight. They're trying to push the other one down. They want everything for themselves. They think that each one of them deserves to be the best. They speak evil against one another, and they'll tattle on each other if they think that it'll put them in better light of Gru. That's the guy who these minions sort of serve. And they even, in their planning, it's as if the authors came up and read James 4 and said, let's create these little yellow beings that live out all these things that James speaks out to guard against. Because even in their planning, they have daydreams, and you see what they want to do with their daydreams. They want to sit around and eat bananas and ice cream and become rich and famous and live the easy life, right? This is what these minions do. And they do some pretty harsh things to one another. Some pretty violent things sometimes, actually. And though we might laugh it off, if we really just take it at face value, these minions can be downright evil to one another, often fed by their pride. And yet, what do we see over and over again from Gru in all the movies is a desire to bring them in close, to affirm them, to love them. He even rescues them in one of the movies, right? Because he just continues to show more and more grace. And that is the truth I want to leave us with this week as we think about what James told us in James chapter 4. Yes, he said that you and I are full of pride. You and I will act from pride. You and I will be deceived by pride. Yet God pours out more and more grace. Right? That's the beautiful truth of James chapter 4. In spite of our pride, God gives more grace. And that grace then allows us to turn to God, to ask for forgiveness, to try a different way, not a pride way, but a humble way, an admitting that we need help way, and an admitting that we're not perfect way. It might even enable us to wear a really silly hat on a YouTube channel to humble ourselves, right? Here's my minion hat. Our kids even wear one of these in the wintertime. So that's my reminder to you this week. That's the thing I hope all of us take with us. Pride does not get the final answer, because even as we act in pride, God will pour out his grace that will enable you, empower you to respond with humility. Sometimes that's admitting a wrong. Sometimes that's admitting that we need help. Sometimes that's just turning to a loved one and sharing what's really grieving us or what struggles we're really having in life, and being honest and open and transparent. So as you continue this week, I pray and I hope that as you see areas where you see your pride working, that you too will respond in humility, that you will surround yourselves with other people who are looking to follow Jesus, that can encourage you, that can walk alongside you, that can pick you up when you need it, and share truth when you need that, so that all of us can experience this grace that God gives more and more of each and every day. Have a blessed rest of your week.